What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another video. Join us now as we look at this week's edition of Dynamite, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including: is bad weather threatening Crown Jewel? A former WWE star is back on the roster. Raw has its lowest rated main event ever. A WWE tag team form in AEW. The real reason that Paul Wight is back. A WWE star undergoes surgery, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new website, Wrestlelamia.com. As always, we won't recap the show, but just look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. As always, we start off with the good as number 1, MJF's quest for friends. MJF had a golden opportunity to get his stolen AEW World title belt back from Jay White, but he first had to find 3 friends to team up against Wight, the Guns, and Juice Robinson. Good luck, as MJF has managed to alienate everyone in the locker room. His mission to find 3 partners provided some laughs, as Max was forced to team with the Acclaimed. Although MJF and his teammates lost, Max Caster showed true friendship for Friedman by taking a belt shot in his place. MJF reluctantly, and only after Billy Gunn admonished him, scissored the Acclaimed as promised. While this might seem like a silly storyline, it played to the Acclaim and MJF's talent for comedy, while also furthering the storyline of MJF's quest to regain possession of his title before he puts it on the line at Full Gear. Number 2, Moxley is a man possessed. Jon Moxley is anger personified, as seen in his backstage rant when he told International Champion Orange Cassidy he's coming back for his belt and he's ready to unleash a wave of violence on a man who's only won his title by default, noting how Cassidy never beat him for the belt. Moxley is always strong on promos, and last night he upped the intensity further to make his match against Cassidy a must-see one. Number 3, Claudia vs Cassidy Clinic. Another excellent International Championship defense by Orange Cassidy as he overcame one of his biggest challenges yet. The Swiss Superman and freshly squeezed got Dynamite off to a strong start with an exciting match that not only highlighted Claudio Castagnoli's impressive skills, but reminded fans how OC is more than just a comedy character. Number 4, Jericho is back. It's been a long time coming, but Paul Wight is back in action and even better. He's teaming up with his longtime partner from WWE, Chris Jericho. Wight made an impressive debut, knocking Kyle Fletcher out with one punch and forcing Don Callis and his goons, including Powerhouse Hobbs, who normally doesn't back down from anyone, to step back. Although Wight hasn't wrestled in some time, the 8-man match format will help him hide any ring rust. Number 5, 6-man match was good and furthered the Paige Strickland feud. Last night's Ring of Honor 6-man tag team championship defense by the Hung Bucks against the Mogul Embassy was a suspenseful match that slickly served several purposes. It put the belts back on Brian Cage and Gates of Agony. It served as a catalyst for the tension between the members of the Elite, including the Bucks asking Kenny Omega backstage why he's associating with Chris Jericho and why he wasn't there to help them in their match. Number 6, Shida looking good. It's refreshing to see AEW give Hikaru Shida plenty of TV time following her recent AEW Women's Championship win. Hopefully she gets a long reign, and as much as we're enjoying timeless Toni Storm's character, Storm shouldn't get back the belt just yet. Number 7, AEW back to hyping pay-per-views ahead of time. A Full Gear is still 2 weeks away, but AEW isn't sitting on its hands when it comes to promoting the pay-per-view this time around. With AEW expanding the number of shows, it's essential to hype them, and AEW is wisely back to doing this. Last night's Dynamite provided plenty of segments hyping their show, including the main event and the undercard. And Christian pushes Copeland too far. It should have been so easy. Adam Copeland told Christian he was willing to keep his distance despite his hope he and Cage could reform their legendary tag team. However, Cage's arrogance and viciousness made this impossible. Simply put, the Rated R superstar couldn't overlook Captain Charisma's near-criminal behavior, and he was ready to side with Sting and Darby Allin. But just to dispel any doubts about how low Cage is sunk, Christian threatened to break Copeland's surgically repaired neck and put him in a wheelchair. Naturally, Copeland attacked Christian and his entourage, and now fans are in for a wild 6-man tag match at Full Gear. But that was a good. What about the bad? As number 1, Tony's lame announcement. Tony Khan's big announcement was more than a disappointment. Khan has lost some clout last night after his big revelation turned out to be a glorified ad for 2024's All In and how fans can sign up to buy their tickets ahead when they officially go on sale on 1st December. While this wasn't a gobbledygooker level letdown, fans are already blasting Khan for essentially wasting their time. Number 2, Sky Blue's Mist Miss. A Poison Mist is a cool concept that makes for good visuals, but only if it's performed correctly. Unfortunately, Sky Blue's attempt spraying mist in Julia Hart's face was a major miss, as only the mist appeared to be on Julia's hand. Now, there was nothing downright ugly, although Tony's announcement did come close. Last night's Dynamite was both strong show and effective build-up for Full Gear. What do you guys think of Dynamite last night? Let us know in the comments down below. Now let's move on to the news. Our first story looks at is bad weather threatening Crown Jewel. On top of today's news are potential weather woes for this Saturday's Crown Jewel show. According to BWE, the only thing everyone is worried about are the supposed heavy rains coming in this weekend. As Ringside News noted, WWE does have some contingencies for wet weather. WWE always runs outdoor stadiums with a canopy for many reasons. Not only does it give them somewhere to hand production equipment like lights, but they also get to protect the ring in case it starts raining. It's unknown just how much the canopy will protect the ring and if such high winds come in, but for now, all the WWE can do is hope for the best. While the potential weather problems are a headache, at least the WWE doesn't have to appear to have any concerns related to the current conflict in the Middle East. You may recall concerns after a potential threat leaked about a previous PLE in Saudi Arabia. Next up, a former WWE star returning to the company and is back on the roster. Now it's finally time. The return of Kairi Sane to WWE has been reported for some time now, and it looks like it's finally happening. According to notable source WrestleVotes, Sane has now been added to WWE's internal roster and a return is imminent. After what feels like months of speculation, I'm told Kairi Sane has reappeared on the internal roster. A return to the company is imminent. Sane is a former NXT Women's Champion and is vastly underutilized during her first stint on the main roster. There's no news as to what brand Sane will be on, but it's rumored that she will indeed be on the WWE main roster. As always, we'll keep you posted on any further developments and news snippets when it comes to Sane's return to WWE television. Next up, Raw has the lowest rated main event ever. There's bad news for Damian Priest and Sami Zayn as they now have to bear the shame of working in the lowest rated Raw main event ever. Dave Meltzer discussed this on the Wrestling Observer Radio, saying one of the things Raw did set a record for is the Damian Priest and Sami Zayn match, which did 1.2 million viewers, was the least watched main event in the history of Raw ever. It's worth noting that Raw had to deal with competition from Monday Night Football and Baseball World Series. Meltzer commented on this saying, but again, given the competition, it is what it was. Hopefully the WWE doesn't see this as a sign to stop pushing Damian Priest or Sami Zayn. Next up, why is Paul Wight back now? If you're wondering why Paul Wight, aka former superstar The Big Show, is back in action, well, according to What Culture, AEW plans on bringing Wight in for All In and have him wrestle Satnam Singh. What do you think of this battle of the big men? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, good news for Braun Strowman. It's good news for Braun Strowman and fans of the Monsters of Monsters, as Strowman is now currently recovering from neck fusion surgery he underwent last summer. According to a recent social media post, Strowman received good news when he went to Andrews Sports Medicine for a follow-up, and while it's unknown what the exact nature of the good news was, it's encouraging given the nature of Strowman's surgery. There's no word on when Braun will be back, but we send our wishes for a fast and full recovery. Next up, Viking Raiders injury update. Braun Strowman isn't the only WWE superstar who needed a tune-up from Andrews Sports Medicine. The Viking Raiders' Eric recently went under the knife as well for neck fusion surgery, and like Braun, he has good news to report. He took to Instagram to report, "I cannot express the proper gratitude and thankfulness to the amazing Dr. Cordova and his incredible staff at Andrews Sports Medicine and St. Vincent's Hospital in Birmingham, Alabama, and to WWE for always making sure I have the best care possible. C6, C7 fusion surgery was successful and recovery begins now. I'm excited for all the possibilities once my cybernetic upgrades come fully online." In the meantime, the WWE is giving Eric's partner Ivar time to show off his stuff in singles action. Ivar is scheduled for a 4-way match on Raw to determine the #1 contender for Gunther's IC Championship. We send our best wishes to Eric as he recovers from his surgery and will provide any updates as they come in. And finally, WWE won't hold a press conference after Crown Jewel. Last but not least, it appears WWE won't hold a press conference after Crown Jewel. This is quite the departure as WWE has been holding these post-show segments to give the WWE PLEs a big feel event. BWE recently tweeted, "Unfortunately no pre or post. Location not ready to host conferences." There's no details on why the location is not set up for conferences, but there you have it folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.